Around a week ago or so, I dropped a video on the best animations for 6'10 plus players, and on the comments of that, a lot of y'all, and I mean a lot of y'all, were asking for a dribble tutorial, because I'm gonna be real, 6'10 builds, if you don't really know how to move on them, they aren't as straightforward as something like a 6'8 or below, because on those builds, as you guys know, you can just spam a Jimmy Butler escape like 35 times in a row, and you'll just magically get open. Whereas you try that nonsense on a 6'10 and you are going to be blinking red in like 2 dribble moves. That's kind of how it works. Without wasting any time though, let's just get straight into the animations you are going to need for today's video. Now, I will say this, there are a couple ones where, there are some different options, and I will make note of that, but then there are some where you absolutely need to be using one move, like dribble style, for example. If you are not using Giannis Antetokounmpo dribble style, you simply will not be able to move very well on a 6'11 player or 6'10 player at all. It is going to be miserable. And that being said, everybody watching this video should have a 55 speed with ball if you are trying to dribble on a tall player. If you don't have that, you might need to make a new build or try to cap break it, do whatever you can. For the signature size up, I would once again recommend Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has a very, very good size up. But if you don't like it for whatever reason, you can use, Ben Simmons. It's a pretty decent one as well. I don't think it's as good as Giannis, but like I said, I'm just trying to, throw out an option for if you don't like it. Because it's not like an end-all be-all, but I would strongly recommend using Giannis over anything else. For breakdown combos, you're simply going to want to equip Pro. It's just the best one for bigs. They really don't have a lot of good options. Escape moves, here's where you actually do have some options. Pro and Kevin Durant are both really, really good. And I'm going to show them off, later in the video so you guys can kind of choose whichever one you like. But I started off using Pro a lot personally and then switched to KD. I don't know, man. They're both great, so you can't really go wrong with either. For combo moves, you are once again going to use Pro. This is kind of the case for every build, even if you're not 6'10, because they're just really, really good, especially coming up the courts. Then for crossover, Pro is absolutely the undisputed move here. All of the other crossovers are very bad, if I'm being honest. KD has some potential if you want to use it into like a mid-range fade, but it's very situational. I don't think it's that good. It's pretty slow. It does get bump stolen as well. I don't like it very much. You should be using Pro unless you are starter 4. If you are starter 4 and you're watching this video for whatever reason and you don't already know how to move on a 6'11", use Giannis crossover and, maybe take a shower because starter 4 is crazy at this point of the year. Moving on to the behind the back though, here's where you once again have a couple of options. The first one being normal. Normal is incredibly good for getting shots off of it and, the explosive behind the back, but the open court one is a little bit bad. However, Pro is kind of the opposite. The standstill behind the back isn't as good. It's still definitely usable, but the open court behind the back is amazing, especially if you like to slash a lot. So yeah, I mean, just pick one depending on your playstyle. I will show both of them, during the dribble tutorial, but just keep in mind you have options. Now for spin move, it doesn't really matter what you equip that much, but I would strongly recommend using Kevin Durant. It's what I've been using and it has worked very, very well for me. Although I have not tested a bunch of spin moves, so there could be some secret sauce in there. I mean, if you guys know something that I don't, feel free to leave it in the comments. But as for right now, KD is very good. For hesitation, you really only have one option with Kevin Durant. It is just by far the best hesi you can use. None of the other ones are really good. Honestly, I mean, I'll show you guys it in the playmaking store as well. They are just bad, like basic, terrible. Normal is honestly decent. You could probably get away with using it, but like Pro, what is that? Larry Bird, we are moving 2 inches, gang. Like that is just not it. And finally, for the step back, we are using Pro. Pro is by far the best step back you can use for a 6'10 plus player. Some people like Giannis because it looks kind of, I feel like it looks better, but it doesn't really take you as far and it's not as effective in my opinion. So I would not use it. But you maybe have that option if you just don't like Pro for whatever reason. Now that you have all the dribble moves you need though, it is time for the dribble tutorial. Now I am going to start it off by showing some pretty basic moves and then we're going to work our way up to some more advanced things. But the very first thing everybody should know how to do in this video is a simple speed boost. The Simply Speed Boost, all you have to do is a size up and then run out of it towards your ball hand with the Giannis dribble style. That is going to give you a speed boost on a 6'11 player. That is just very important because, I mean, it doesn't have to be a size up. It can be out of any move. Like I can do a snatch, if you don't really know how to speed boost and you're over here trying to cross launch with Giannis, which has a really bad cross launch, it looks like this, you are not going to be going anywhere. So just keep in mind, you need to be exploding to your ball hand when dribbling on a 6'11 player. Moving on from that though, we need to talk about the walk back. How to do the walk back this year is you hold your left stick back and then you flick your right stick up while doing it. So it looks a little bit like this. And basically, it's just kind of a backwards escape in a sense, because it's just like boom. And it's a helpful move to, know, because if you have a defender that's kind of sagging off of you, you can hit him with a little walk back, and then you can speed boost out of it, or you can shoot the ball. I don't know. It's a very easy move, but it hasn't been in previous games. So a lot of people just don't know that it's there or don't know how to do it. I actually didn't know it until I saw my friend do it. I asked him, I was like, yo, what is that move? But it's just pretty helpful. So once again, literally left stick back and then just flick up on your right stick and you get this. And you don't even have to be completely still. You can definitely chain it out of some other dribble moves. So that is helpful as well. So keep in mind, you don't need to be like, oh, time to walk back, time to walk back. You can do it out of anything. Moving on from the walk back though, we need to talk about the 3 types of behind the backs. Now, to do a behind the back in this game, you obviously hold RT and then flick down diagonally towards your offhand and you get this animation. Well, as long as you have the normal behind the back, you get that animation. Now, if you want to do an explosive behind the back, you do the same thing, but you also flick the left stick down towards your offhand as well. So it looks like this. Now, there is one more behind the back that most of you guys are probably familiar with, and that is the open court behind the back, where you're just running, you let go of everything, and then you flick down diagonal. You do not hold the RT for that one. And it's definitely just important to know the difference of those moves, because let's say you have a defender in front of you and you're trying to get a shot with normal behind the back, you would want to just use the regular without moving your left stick and then just shoot the ball. But if he's pressing up and you want to drive, you need to know how to do the explosive, which once again is holding RT and then flicking down right on your, or down left on your right stick and then down left on your left stick. So it looks like that. So yeah, just very important to know the difference of those moves. And you know, speaking of dribble moves with multiple variants, we need to next talk about the escape. The escape actually has 3 different animations tied to your escape package. A lot of people think it's just this, but it is not. I don't know how that is like such a misconception, or people just don't know they have 2 other animations. But in Kevin Durant, you have this, and then you have this. Those are 3 different animations, all controlled by your escape. And how you do them is obviously the first one is you hold RT and then flick the ball from your ball hand to your offhand. You just flick straight across and you get that. To do the second one, you flick towards your offhand and then back to your ball hand in one quick motion while holding RT. You get this. And then the last one is you flick towards your ball hand and then towards your offhand. So you flick outside and then inside, and it looks like this. That last one is actually really, really good in Kevin Durant's package. But yeah, you guys need to know, you have 3 different moves you can use. And going back to that last move with KD, you can use it as a very good speed boost past people. You can just run straight out of it, and it's a pretty goddamn good move. And you know, if you do happen to be a very confident shooter, you can easily hit the KD escape and then hit a normal behind the back. You will get a free jump shot a lot of the time, especially if a big is guarding you. Or, you know, you can chain it with an explosive normal behind the back, which I absolutely did not do right there. I don't know what type of animation it's giving me, but right here, you can easily hit him with that. And that's going to be another very, very good combo with that KD escape. Obviously, at the end of the day, if you don't want to do any of those moves, you can just sit there and spam the regular escape. It's not going to be bad. Like, you'll get space off it. You can still run out of this move, and it's just going to be solid. Moving on from the escapes, though, we need to next talk about the misdirection. Yes, the misdirection is back this year, and there are 4 different versions of the move. For one, you have the misdirection cross, which looks like that right there. Then you have the misdirection behind the back, the misdirection hezi, and the misdirection in between the legs. 4 different moves with one little thing. Which, by the way, if you are wondering what controls your misdirection, it's based on your size up and then obviously your hesitation when doing the misdirection hezi. So just keep that in mind. Now, how you actually go about doing these moves is very simple. For the misdirection crossover, you are going to flick the ball into your left hand without holding turbo, and then hold turbo and immediately flick back to your right hand. So that is going to look like that. Very, very simple move. And it's kind of the same for everything else. For the behind the back, say the ball is in your right hand, you are going to flick down left diagonally on your right stick, and then hold RT and flick down diagonally back towards your right hand, it's going to look like that. Okay, it's not going to look like that right there. I don't know why it gave me the wrong animation, but you guys will see it looks like that right there. For the between the legs misdirection, it is going to be pretty much the same input as the crossover. You just want to get this animation first, which, if you're curious, you just flick slightly lower on your stick than you would for a regular crossover. It's kind of more in the middle rather than kind of like upright, if you guys know what I mean. So if the ball's in my right hand, I just flick forward in between the legs, and then I hold RT and flick back for another in between the legs right after. And right there, I got the crossover. I didn't flick high enough, but you guys are going to see that's the animation you should get right there. I don't really think there's a huge reason to use that misdirection over the crossover, but it is there nonetheless. And finally, for the last misdirection, this one's probably the hardest to pull off, but once you get it down, it's very easy. The misdirection hezi, you just flick outside of your ball hand. So if it's on my left, I flick left to get this animation right here. And then right after, I hold RT and I flick in the opposite direction. So it's going to look like that. That is the misdirection hezi. That is probably my favorite misdirection to do because you can just easily speed boost out of it with Giannis, you know, chain it into like a hop jumper or something. It's a very good move. And if you're going to learn one of them and you don't really care about the others, this is probably the one I like the most. Moving on from the misdirections though, the next move we have is the momentum crossover. This move was so goddamn hyped up this year just to be ass, right? And how you do it is you simply flick directly up on your right stick for this animation, and then you hold RT and run the opposite direction. So if I have the ball in my right hand, I'm going to flick up on my right stick, hold RT, run to my left. It gives you this right here. That is the momentum crossover. Yes, it is a little bit faster on shorter builds, but oh my god, dude, it sucks. Like, I'm just going to be so honest. It loses a bunch of stamina. I guess it looks kind of cool, a little nostalgic for like old 2Ks and whatnot, but man, it is really falling off a cliff. And if you're someone who likes to do the momentum or was very excited for it, I am sorry for your loss. Moving on to the next dribble move though, here's where we are starting to get into some advanced territory, because I'm going to show you guys the half spin combo. The half spin combo in this game is very simple. You just basically need to know how to do a half spin. And all you do for that is you hold RT, flick your right stick directly to the right if the ball is in your right hand, and then roll it to the top of your, controller. So it's going to look like that. That is how you get a spin move right there. Obviously, you can do it on the move. And if you want it for the left hand, just, mirror the input. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is you can chain a lot of moves out of these half spins. Like if I want to do a crossover into a behind the back, you can do some disgusting things. And if you're someone who uses the pro behind the back, you get this right here, which is disgusting, like genuinely disgusting. And like I said, all you have to do for that is you just flick for a half spin regular while moving, and then you just do the exact input for a normal behind the back. It's not different because your character's at an angle or anything. It is just a great 2 dribble move combo, and it gets people all the time. I mean, if you wanted to go even further with this, you could, fake like you're about to behind the back and then hit a little snatch, and then boom, it's going to be chicken just like that. Now, if you are going to do that, I would probably cancel it with your left stick by, just bringing it down real quick and then stepping back so you get the better animation. But yeah, that move gives you some very easy buckets, and I feel like nobody ever expects it, especially like if a big man is guarding you, they are not going to have anywhere near enough speed to keep up with it. Now for this next dribble move, you guys are going to need to have the normal 2 hop jumper equipped. If you don't have that, you won't be able to do this. But real quick, for anyone who doesn't know about the normal 2 hop already, you just hold RT and then, hold your right stick in whatever direction you want to go, and you get a very good launch instantly. It is genuinely one of the best dribble moves in the game, even though it's not even a dribble move. Like, you could be 7'4", and it allows you to speed boost in any direction. And with that information in mind, we can easily pair that with a pro step back and then easily just blow past anybody who is trying to contest our shots. It is literally as simple as holding your turbo, flicking down on your right stick, and then immediately holding your right stick in whatever direction you want to speed boost. Like, it is genuinely that simple with normal 2 hop. It is such a good move. And it doesn't even have to just be the step back. You could do it out of like an escape or a hezi, really anything. Which, speaking of that, if y'all want the most lethal combo, I love this out of a misdirection hezi. The misdirection hezi with this, I mean, it is genuinely absurd. The only real downside out of this move is it doesn't always work the way you want it to out of a step back. Sometimes you'll get the right animation and sometimes you'll get that little hop back right there. So the way to prevent that is to, at the end of your step back, quickly flick your left stick just down to cancel the end of the animation, and then you can normal two hop whatever direction you want. So keep that in mind. If you're, getting those weird animations, you just cancel the end of the animation and it's going to be fine. Obviously, it works to your ball hand as well, so just keep that in mind. You can do it however type of way you want. Now, moving on from the normal two hop, we do have one more dribble move for today's video, and you literally don't even need any SIGs to have it. It is just your LT button. A regular speed boost in this game looks like this. Pretty solid, but not the fastest in the world. When you tap LT and immediately run out of it, you get a crazy speed boost with no load up step or anything. I don't know how to describe it, but it is so goddamn fast for no reason. Now, unfortunately, I don't know a way to cancel the little animation. I haven't figured it out yet. Some people were saying you can do it on a small guard, but it is genuinely absurd, and a lot of people don't expect it. You could fake a pick and roll handoff or something and then just go with this. Just a quick little LT into a speed boost. It is genuinely gross. Now, if you guys can figure out a way to cancel this, let me know in the comments. I would be very interested if that is a possibility. But either way, if you guys just want to catch people off guard with a very, very fast speed boost, that is going to be the play. You can obviously chain it into, a pro cross, a normal behind the back. Whatever you need to do, it's going to be a very, very good move. Anyways, though, boys, that is pretty much going to be everything that I have for today's video. If you guys did end up enjoying it, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, as well as left a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. It does absolute wonders for me. But as always, it's been Gravely. Peace.